Sally Gimmon. I'm the owner of The Trust Is You. And also this year in 2023, I'm going to start a brand new podcast called Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. The reason I am doing this is because I want to help as many investors save on federal taxes. If I can do this, y'all can do this. Now, the trust I'm going to talk about is not your regular trust. 97% of the trusts out there only avoid you from going to court when someone dies. My mom and dad had that. That's what Susie Orman's talking about. And I actually saw a commercial about someone selling these trusts for, I think, $100 so you can avoid probate. Not what I'm talking about today. Those trusts do not help you with three very primary things. My trust does. The three things my trust helps you with. Number one, saving federal taxes. Everyone wants to save on taxes. Number two, keeping your information 100% private. That's super important, especially when you're doing large transactions. And number three, keep you from being sued in any lawsuit. So again, what my parents had, what Susie Orman talks about, and about that crazy commercial for $100 that could get you a trust, those are not these kinds of trusts. This trust is just like what the Rockefellers have. If you know the famous quote by Nelson Rockefeller, own nothing, control everything, this is what it does. I do have a book in my real estate group. One of the teachers in there, Garrett Gunderson, has a great book out there. It used to be called What the Rockefellers Do. He had to change the title. It's now called What the Millionaires Do. I do have a copy if y'all would like to know more about that, because the Rockefellers Trust is 7 generations old and almost 400 people in the trust. This is what I'm trying to teach you all about, and this is what you can have also. So think about it. You could be 1 degree separation from the Rockefellers. Wouldn't that be nice? So again, let me explain to you why you need this trust. First off, it is a specialized copyrighted trust. So it is an agreement. What you have with your LLCs, your S Corps and C Corps, that's statutory law. It's usually state law, and it can be changed at any time. This is an agreement between a contract that cannot be broken. So I'm going to give you the full name, and there's 2 trusts. There's a business trust and there's a beneficial trust. So both of these trusts, again, are going to save you on federal taxes, are going to keep your information 100% private, and then will also keep you from being sued. 3 important things you should know about for 2023. Now, the full name of the trust, if you're ready for this, it's irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor, spendthrift trust. Irrevocable goes from generation to generation. Rockefeller, 7 generations old. Irrevocable, complex. It can hold money from day to day, week to week, year to year, decade to decade. Irrevocable, complex, discretionary. Discretionary means whoever is the trustee can make the rules. Some people have very specific rules. Other people don't have any rules. One of my clients of mine, a husband and wife, their daughter's involved in drugs and alcohol. They have 5 apartment buildings with great rent rolls, all going through the trust, saving a ton of taxes. They have put in a rule saying she's got to take 4 random drug tests a month to be able to live in one of the apartments for free. She took them to court in California, and then as soon as the judge saw it was a spendthrift trust, he threw it out and said, honey, you're living for free. Take those drug tests and pass them. So irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor. This makes it 100% private. This is an extra step. Someone who is not a beneficiary and someone you shouldn't invest with, because I've seen too many investment deals go sour. I've been in 2 of those so far. So somebody who is a family friend. I used Roy. He was 84 years old when we did this. I have both the business trust and the beneficial trust. He had to sign his name 17 times. He signed up for the 2 trusts, and then he signed away. And I did need his social security number. Now, if y'all are going to choose someone to be a nicer person than me, unfortunately, Roy had arthritis of the hands. It was a lot of signatures for him. But again, 17 signatures, and he was done with it. He knows the name of the 2 trusts. That's all. He has no idea what else goes into them. So irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor, and then the 5th word, spendthrift. This has been decided by the Supreme Court twice that a spendthrift trust can enter into any contract together and make the trust well. And I have to apologize. Whoever user P6M, I don't know how to, I'm doing this on my phone. I am really clueless on TikTok, so I have to apologize about that. So the spendthrift is a special contract. Supreme Court says it's its own entity. So again, going back to Nelson Rockefeller, own nothing, control everything. This is how we're getting around this. Now, for those of you who are like, oh, this is fraud, this is not true, trust me, I've talked to quite a few CPAs who don't think this is true. This is written in Tax Code 643B, like boy or like Bravo. 643B. This is a legal document, and when you do, I have to apologize, like I'm running nose, that's disgusting. But when you do do this, you're going to file your taxes as a 1041. So there's a little bit of different rules on this, and that's okay, because when you do purchase a trust, it is a one-time purchase. When you do purchase it, you get a whole team behind you. One person's working with a non-grantor, getting your special EIN, because it must be a non-grantor spendthrift trust. So many people mess that up, that's why we do it for you. Let's go work with your non-grantor, and then you're going to have a team working with putting your car into the trust, putting your all your personal belongings, your house, everything else into the trust. Now, I do want to go over the two different trusts. There's a business trust for 1099 income. So if you're a real estate agent, that's 1099 income. If you're my insurance license, that's 1099 income. If you're selling weight loss supplements, it's the beginning of the year. A lot of people want to lose weight. Excuse me, I have a cat playing with he's hungry, so he's trying to tell me. Weight loss, my brother's brewery. If you're doing any affiliate or MLM marketing online, all of that is 1099 income. I sell online education, 1099 income. So that's why we have both the business trust and the beneficial trust, because there's two different things happening here. Now, what I'm talking about here today is the beneficiary trust. This is going to help you for any investments. So again, the business trust for 1099 income, the beneficiary trust for investments. Both trusts, one more time, both trusts helps you in three ways. Number one, saves you on taxes. Number two, will keep your information 100% private. And number three, keep you from being sued. So if you just get one trust, great. It depends on what your business is. So what I'm going to talk about now is going to be this spendthrift. It's going to be the beneficiary trust. How many of you know what a capital gain is? I'm going to give you the actual definition from the IRS. This is whoops. Let me go back up to here. I'm looking at my notes, so I want to make sure I do this correctly. So I have to apologize for doing this. The IRS says that almost everything you own is used for personal purpose, pleasure, or investment is a capital asset. Can we talk about a really broad subject? That's what the IRS says. Again, if you need to know where this comes from, this is IRS Tax Tip 2003-29. Almost everything you own for personal purpose, pleasure, or investment is a capital asset. Yikes. Now, capital gains, just so you know, is what is paid when you sell something at a profit. There's short-term capital gains and there's long-term capital gains. I am a real estate investor. I do wholesaling. I do I'm the money on fix and flips. I stop auctions, things like that. So I work a lot with short-term capital gains. Currently, in the United States, short-term capital gains are 23.8% on profits. That's a lot of money. Now, there is past legislation. It hasn't happened yet, but past legislation, November 2021, those two huge bills, the transportation bill and another bill, there is past legislation to raise capital gains for some tax brackets. People making more than $400,000 a year, I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. People making more than $400,000 a year would pay 40% of their profits to the IRS for capital gains. That's a hell of a lot of money. So remember, capital gains, either short-term 23.8 or long-term capital gains. And I lied to you. Long-term capital gains, I have to go back. Long-term capital gains are either 0%, 15%, or 20%. But they are going to be raising those capital gains to 40% for some tax brackets. Now, the reason I am talking about both, because I'm a real estate investor, but I also work with a business broker. When someone sells their business, I don't care if they're Schwann's Home Delivery or if they're selling car washes, thinking Breaking Bad, selling car washes, selling a deli or anything like that. I had a conversation right before Christmas with the business broker that they're selling 2 car washes for $2 million. And I said, I'm not the CPA. I can't tell you if you're going to pay 15%, if you're going to pay 20%. But with this trust, I know I will save either $300,000 or $400,000. That's a lot of money. So again, people need to know about short-term and long-term capital gains. Now, when I talk about real estate, this is my love of life. I love real estate. I purposely moved to North Carolina to do a special thing here called upset bids. A whole different, it's only a rule in North Carolina, but I'm making good money at that. With real estate, with the Spendthrift Trust, the 5 ways that with the Beneficial Trust, the 5 taxes the Beneficial Trust is saving you on is capital gains, that 23.8% for short-term capital gains, or that 15 or 20% for long-term capital gains. Interest income, that's if you're doing the BRRRR strategy, or if you're doing notes like I used to do. If you got dividend income, if you got rent rolls, or if you got royalties. So if you're a real estate investor, this is huge for you. It's going to help you if you're a wholesaler, if you're wholetailing, if you're fix and flipping, if you're doing Airbnb, if you're doing long-term rentals, if you're in a REIT, R-E-I-T, if you're doing other things. All of this, all your money that you're making from that can go through the trust, especially the rent rolls. You know, that some people are making some fabulous rent rolls. One of my clients has 2 motorhome parks. You know, he's renting out the land for the motorhomes. I thought that was great. He has vending machines on the 2 motorhome parks. Do you know he makes over $10,000 a month on the vending machines? I never knew there was so much money in vending machines. So that's amazing. Now, I know some of you real estate people out there are going to say, oh, I can do a 1031 exchange. Yeah, you can. You can do a 1031 exchange with the special rules. 45 days to find a property, you got to find a third party, and then you got to buy another property in 180 days, maybe it's 160 days. I'm sorry, I don't have that in my notes. Now, with a 1031 exchange, it's like property for like property. One of my clients, I'll use her first name, Vera. She's 74 years old. She had a property down in Tampa, Florida. She bought it for $300,000. She put $100,000 into fixing up the house, and she made $600,000 on that property. She's 74 years old, and she said, I don't want to do a 1031. She goes, I just want something simple. So we got the trust. She saved the capital gains, and now she was putting the money. I introduced her to somebody who does apartment lending. They need money for apartments. She took that $600,000 and put it into apartments, and she's saving a lot of money. Her husband has an airplane. This is kind of interesting. This didn't come out until after we got the trust done. Her husband has an airplane that he rents out to an instructor to teach other people to fly. God, the liabilities on that. Because that airplane is now owned by the trust, he doesn't have to worry about those liabilities. You know, the trust will pay for the insurance in the plane and things like that. But that was a really scary thing that the husband wanted to talk about. So again, does away with the crazy 1031 timelines. I know that you can save capital gains out there, but why minimize yourself with doing a 1031 exchange? Use the trust and do it much faster and much easier. Now, personally, when you go out to when you go out to trustisyou.com, there's a slide deck out there. It's going to show you my 2021 returns and the first 6 months of 2022. I need to update that. So in 2021, I saved over $14,000 in capital gains. Yay, Sally! That's an amazing thing. And then, so far, for the first 6 months of 2022, I saved $32,000 in capital gains. Yay, Sally! I've saved more than that because I've done 6 wholesale deals in 2022, and I have another one that's going to close January 30th. Yay, Sally! Now, this is for real estate investing. For if you're into crypto, this is huge. Crypto investing, if you buy and sell at a profit, if you're doing mining, if you're doing staking, I have a crypto bot. Not a huge thing. I mean, I've got one crypto bot that goes out there going against each other. On average, I make $31.72 a day on the crypto bot. Not a huge amount, but it starts adding up. You know, it's what do you call pocket change? But you do it every single day, it starts adding up for you. And now, when I get paid off on another real estate deal at the end with this last real estate deal, I'm going to buy another crypto bot, the same thing. So instead of making $31.72, I'll be making 63 something. Can't do math. Yeah, you guys can figure that out for me. So that's with crypto investing. I know so many people who are losing money because they're taking their profits and not realizing they got to pay capital gains come April 25th, maybe March 15th, because that's when K1s are due. I don't know. Now, if you are doing stock market, if you're doing options, if you're Forex trading, if you're, I do Novatech trading, anything. Again, going back to the real estate, going back to the crypto, you're going to use the trust the same way you use an LLC. You're going to take depreciation. You're going to take off your losses. You're going to take off everything you put into it, and you're going to start saving money easily. Again, the 5 taxes with the beneficial trust saves you on. It's going to be capital gains, short-term and long-term. It's going to be interest income. It's going to be dividend income. It's going to be, I forgot the fourth one. Rent rolls, rent rolls, and it's going to be royalties. Talking about royalties, this is kind of interesting. I have a client. He inherited his granddaddy's horse farm in Oklahoma. He's just like, what am I going to do with a horse farm? Well, granddaddy put in six oil wells that are producing money. He got the trust, all the money from the oil wells, that's a royalty. I have another client, kind of interesting person. She does NFTs. The first NFT she does, that's considered a business transaction. She decided the NFT is a cat. She decided that she was going to do 100 of the NFTs and sell them. This was her plan, and she was going to see how long she sold them. She sold them in 14 days, right before Christmas, all 100 of them. Because she has a trust, those are royalties. Those $100 she made on each one of them goes to the trust as royalties. She doesn't have to pay that. I have 2 songwriters in Tennessee. They're not husband and wife, but they both own the trust together. They have 2 songs currently on country charts. The woman of the partner has 1 song that has been sung by 4 different country western singers, and I didn't know there was so much money in writing songs. If I were talented, I'd start writing music. Woohoo! So this is, again, this royalties are all in this. When you do go out to thetrustisisyou.com, there's the PDF to look at this. It's going to go over all the slides so you can see what's happening. There's also going to be a list of books I highly suggest you read. 3 of my favorite books, I'll just tell you. The number 1 is by Joseph Murphy, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. I put a thought in my mind to sleep at night, and I go do it. Second one is The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. And then the third one, which I think is a little bit difficult to read, I'm going to be honest, I'm doing thinking into results for the third one, is Think and Grow Rich. So I'm suggesting, hey, the 6 inches between your ears are super important. Do that. And then on the last page of the slide, you can reach out to me either by my website, thetrustisisyou.com, my cell phone. I ask you to text me because I'm on a lot of Zooms. You can set an appointment with me. Again, how you're hearing this or how you're watching this video, there's going to be links on how to reach out to me. I personally have saved over $60,000 in capital gains so far. That's a lot of money. $60,000. You know, the average American makes $54,000 a year. I've saved more in capital gains than the average American in 18 months. I'm okay with that. I'm very happy. I'm not anti-government. I'm just doing what the government says. The first page of the tax code says it's up to every American to defer as many taxes as possible. This is what I'm trying to teach everyone here. I'm sorry, that's my cat. Not my cat. I'm not a cat person. That's a cat in the background. So again, my name is Sally Gimmon. The website is thetrustisisyou.com. Y-O-U. Thetrustisisyou.com. I go live every Monday night, 8 p.m. East Coast time. You'll see the video. You'll see the slides. So this is a little bit hard to just talk about things and not see slides. I have to apologize on that. But if I can help you save money, either in your 1099 income or in your investing, I'm here to help. Again, it's Sally Gimmon, thetrustisisyou.com. Have a beautiful week and have a wonderful 2023. Take care.